Number 9. Cities, countryside, and housing. B2. Nowadays, many people face an important question about where they would prefer to live, in a large city or in the countryside. Both options have advantages and disadvantages connected with infrastructure, transport, accommodation, lifestyle, and overall comfort. In my opinion, the ideal place depends on personality, profession, and personal priorities. Cities provide enormous opportunities. First of all, urban areas usually have better infrastructure. Public transport systems, hospitals, schools, universities, shopping centers, and entertainment facilities are more accessible. In large cities, people can often find better jobs, especially in professional fields connected with technology, business, or finance. Another positive aspect is convenience. In cities, almost everything is available nearby. Restaurants, supermarkets, gyms, cinemas, and services are usually within walking distance or accessible by public transport. Furthermore, city residents often have more educational and cultural opportunities. However, city life also creates serious disadvantages. One of the biggest problems is noise. Traffic, construction work, crowded streets, and nightlife can become exhausting after some time. In addition, pollution levels are often much higher in urban areas because of transport and industrial activity. Another issue concerns stress. City lifestyles are usually faster and more competitive. Many people constantly rush between work, transport, and responsibilities. As a result, emotional exhaustion and anxiety have become increasingly common in large metropolitan areas. Accommodation is another important factor. Housing prices in cities are often extremely expensive. Many people cannot afford large apartments or houses, and therefore live in relatively small spaces. Rent prices have also increased dramatically in numerous countries during recent years. Years ago, owning property used to be more realistic for average families. Nowadays, many young people struggle to buy homes because salaries do not always grow as quickly as real estate prices. Consequently, renting has become much more common. On the other hand, countryside life offers a completely different atmosphere. Villages and rural areas are usually calmer, quieter, and closer to nature. Air quality is often cleaner, and people may experience less stress compared with city residents. Personally, I understand why many individuals dream about peaceful countryside living. Natural landscapes, slower routines, and reduced noise can improve mental well-being significantly. Moreover, accommodation in rural areas is often larger and more affordable. At the same time, countryside life is not perfect either. Infrastructure may be less developed, and public transport can become inconvenient. In some villages, buses arrive rarely, and residents depend heavily on private cars. Access to hospitals, universities, or specialized services may also require long journeys. Another disadvantage concerns career opportunities. Some professions are difficult to pursue outside urban areas. For example, industries connected with technology or international business are usually concentrated in cities. Therefore, many young people move to urban centers for education and employment. Technology and remote work have nevertheless changed this situation partially. Nowadays, some professionals can work online while living outside major cities. As a result, countryside living has become more attractive for certain people who want peaceful environments without losing career opportunities. Speaking about housing itself, I believe comfort is more important than luxury. A home should provide safety, enough space, and a pleasant atmosphere rather than simply expensive decoration. Some people spend enormous amounts of money on fashionable interiors mainly because of social pressure. In my opinion, practical infrastructure matters much more. Reliable heating, internet access, sound insulation, and convenient transport connections influence daily life considerably. Modern technology has also transformed housing because smart systems, security devices, and energy-efficient solutions are becoming increasingly common. Another issue connected with cities is overcrowding. In some places, transport systems become overloaded, traffic jams appear constantly, and green spaces disappear gradually. As urban populations continue growing, governments will probably need to improve infrastructure much more carefully. If cities are planned intelligently, urban life could become more comfortable and environmentally friendly. More green zones, bicycle infrastructure, and efficient public transport might improve living conditions significantly. At the same time, rural regions should also receive better investment. Some villages are losing population because younger generations leave permanently. If infrastructure and internet access were improved, more people might choose countryside living again. To sum up, both city and countryside lifestyles have positive and negative aspects. Cities provide opportunities, infrastructure, and convenience, while rural areas offer peace, nature, and less stressful environments. In my view, neither option is universally perfect because personal preferences and professional situations differ enormously. If housing and infrastructure are developed more effectively in the future, people may achieve much better quality of life, regardless of where they live.